Once a care manager and a client have decided which services the client needs, the care manager records these services and creates a service schedule. The next step is to generate visits for the client based on the service plan. After that, the care manager uses the Service Workbench program to analyze and manage service visits. In this video, you will learn how to create and schedule a service visit using the service plan. To start the process, click New Service. Now click Service Type to find and select the required service type record. For example, choose Cleaning. The billing tax category automatically populates once you select the record. Enter the billing description. Note that you create different service types in the Service Type Maintenance Setup program. Use the context menu to launch this program. Next, select the supplier who will be providing these services. The supplier-related fields automatically populate from the supplier record. The context menu is also available if you want to set up the supplier from here. Specify the tax category for the supplier. Then select the unit for the billing. In the Start Date field, select the date that the service starts to be delivered. Note that the start date of the service and the first delivery date may be different. Deselect the inactive checkbox to activate this service type record if you have confirmed the schedule for this service. When done, click Save. The next step is to create a schedule for this service. To create the service schedule, click New Schedule. In the Service Type field, select the frequency for the service. For example, weekly, monthly, yearly, and so on. The start date defaults to the service plan start date, but you can always change it. Note that the scheduled start date can be on or after the service plan start date. If required, enter the end date when the system stops creating instances of the visit. Once the end date is entered, specify the reason, for example, departure. This is a mandatory field for a one-off service. Now select the corresponding tab in the grid to define the recurrence frequency for the schedule. Specify the start and end time, duration, and other details for the service visit in the respective columns of the grid. Next, change the address if the service delivery address is other than the address defaulted from the service plan. Note that the alternate service address is only available here if it's been set up in the client maintenance program. The Task tab contains a list of tasks attached to this service type record. You can add, remove, and modify tasks if required. If the task is marked as essential, you cannot delete it. When done, click Save. Multiple schedule types can exist for a service type. Once you generate visits, only the end date and reason comment fields will be editable. For any change in the schedule after the visits are generated, you must end the schedule and create a new one. Now that you've created the service and service schedule, you can generate service visits. Next steps are covered in the Community Care User Guide and Community Care tutorials. Review these documents for further instruction.